Quinn, baby.
This whole
You got it.
Oh, there we go. Mm-hmm. It's the Gawds, baby. Don't do it.
What's up, Facebook? What's up, Twitch?
Twitch
Twitch
in the house.
twitching. I don't even know if the Twitch is twitching out this bitch.
Twitch is twitching.
Depth collector.
Woo!
Can't put they pen to mine. Y'all gotta check this song out. Hey DJ.
It is one of my favorites right now in rotation.
By the
Doing
Gawd.
live right now. Go pull that shit up. Gawd. GAWDS. Hey DJ.
Hey DJ.
I'm gonna get to the hook and then let it fall, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can taste the bitch and then take the shit on the mind. That's where the greatest live and still they enable them all the time. I ain't made it big, but I am amazing and hard to find.
And that
tell
purple on that hook.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, these hooks be crazy, man.
Yikes.
Whoever the fuck that is.
Right, who's that?
This guy.
Wait a minute. Alright. If y'all want more of that, you know what I mean? Go listen to it. Wherever you get music, it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube, right?
It is.
It's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's on Tidal as well.
Yeah, all the streams. It's
all
on
the
Pandora,
stuff.
for Christ's sake.
It's on Pandora. Wow, my mom would actually appreciate that.
Yeah, check it out.
All right, so we back to the podcast.
Welcome to
Gawd.
episode 2 of this
Number two.
bitch on Gawd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I am one of your hosts, Pinpoint the God, aka Gloria's only son, aka TKBX1,
That's
aka
true.
Tony Pepperoni,
That's
aka Thick Dick Nick,
I don't know if that's true.
aka Fuck You Say to Me Whore, and our other host is
L3, baby, we in the house. You know what I mean? We here, L3, music extraordinaire. I'm talking myself up right now. Actor, award winner,
aka the nigga
there.
from the future.
True. I really actually like that. I was like, that's dope. I like
He's from the
that. I need to add that today.
Yeah, you should.
That'd be pretty
find
dope.
a way to co-opt that. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, this week on episode number 2, we have a special co-host slash co-guest slash guest slash whatever. You want to introduce yourself?
I am the one, the only, Marley motherfucking Quinn.
Hey, Lord of mercy, Lord of mercy.
Marley Quinn,
We need to find the right one. We need to find the right joint for that. So I ain't even gonna hit nothing. I don't know if you know.
What is your shirt say?
Oh, wait a minute, I'm not gonna make that. So, you had a little long list.
I got a list.
You got a little list. Let me reintroduce myself as Marley motherfucking Quinn, a.k.a. the debt collector, a.k.a. Kyrie's only motherfucking soul parent.
Scary.
Soul parent. And hashtag Kyrie Strong.
Hashtag Kyrie Strong.
Yes.
Shout out to the movement.
Yep. Thank you guys for having me today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for
Yeah, it's when y'all
showing us
second
some
one, and
love.
I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
come
man.
through on two.
Got to. Always.
And
so,
then-
we got a bunch of shit we're going to be talking to y'all about. We're going to try to keep this episode more in the right range, right?
Yeah,
Our last one was
I guess a little sort of, but if it goes long, we got a good conversation. We can't help that sometimes. So, but yeah, we'll try to keep it a little shorter. We're figuring it out. You know what I mean? So
I will be in and out, guys. Actually.
That's cool. All right, so real quick, just as an
totally
icebreaker
fine.
in case you have to dip soon,
Okay.
we're going to do something a little goofy. I haven't talked to So for everybody watching, I haven't talked to anybody about any of the things I'm going to bring up. So it's just going to be like, what the fuck is he talking about? All right, y'all ready? Mm-hmm. We slightly, y'all kind of know where this is coming from, but tell me your favorite 2 cereals and one that you'll never eat again.
okay.
Y'all fuck with cereal, right?
Ladies first.
All right.
Yeah.
So my 2 favorite, right?
2 favorite and one you'll never eat again.
So my 2 favorite cereals are Frosted Flakes
Okay.
Solid choice. That's solid.
Can't go
That's
wrong
solid
with
choice.
big box of blue.
It's legendary.
Box of blue, you know?
No.
And it's frosted. So
They're great.
it's legendary.
All right, and then I think the second one I'm gonna go with peanut butter Captain Crunch, not to get confused with original.
So you're putting that as number 2.
As number 2, my
Of
2.
all the cereals that
Of
exist.
all my cereals, that's my
That
favorite.
is wild.
Yeah, it's up there.
Now, are we talking when we're talking about these particular cereals? Are we talking about all time? Are we talking about?
It can be something that's been discontinued if you want, but the thing
Is it
is,
something that we would eat today?
you would hopefully still eat it today if
Okay,
you're gonna
okay.
claim it today. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and then what was the third thing?
One that you'll never eat again.
So I will never eat again the original Captain Crunch. I hate that fucking cereal with passion.
Okay.
That should be ripping my mouth off.
Yeah, it's horrible and I hate it. And
Yeah.
I will never. As a child, I hated it. I had to eat it. But as an
That
adult,
shit was
I will
always on
fucking.
sale for $1.88.
Yeah, everybody had that cereal. I don't care who you
That
were.
shit was like-
You had a box of that cereal. That was the cheapest cereal in the '90s for sure. So besides the non-brand, but yeah, I will never eat that ever. I don't even buy it for my kids now. To be honest,
That's nice of you not to pass down the fuckery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do not. I don't even buy that
You gotta
cereal.
do
I don't
better
care if
with
it's 99 cents. I'm not getting it.
I get you.
Yeah.
I think since you brought it up, I'll go next.
All right, good.
I'm thinking first off, I gotta go with the cinnamon toast crunch. I gotta do it. Cinnamon toast crunch, man. Like you don't need no sugar, nothing. You just throw it in there. And I use almond milk. So I throw the almond milk and I use the vanilla, So
I mean, you give it some
it's
flavor.
Just, yeah. It's just boom. It's off great. It's delicious. To this day, I might even take a bite of that.
I'm gonna be right back.
Go for it. I kind of want.
We'll be right back.
I kind of want to throw Fruit Loops in there, but I haven't eaten Fruit Loops in quite a long time.
This shit was on
But
sale
it's
for
legendary.
$1.88.
Yeah. They're legendary. But I think I'm gonna go. Oh man, I think. I think the last one I had, and I've even picked it on the
Other thing.
yeah, on the picture that we saw.
Yeah.
I guess for safe. Ooh, Frosted Flakes though. That is a pretty good. But I just hate how soggy, how fast they get so soggy. So I'll go with Honey Nut Cheerios for now.
And
man.
Cheerios, okay, yeah.
I like honeycombs as well. But
honeycombs are good.
yeah, and as far as one that I won't eat, I guess the last thing that I ate that I didn't like was Captain Crunch because I think we didn't get that as a kid. I didn't eat that as a kid much. So as an adult, I'm like, let me see what the hate was. So I ate it, and I don't remember it tearing the roof of my mouth up. I do remember the criticism, but I remember it just sticking all over my teeth, and I don't like that. So that would probably be the one that's coming off the top of my dome that I'm not a fan of.
That shit is like
And
chewing,
then it could go away forever, and I'm okay with that.
that shit's like chewing corny windshield glass, bro.
Wow.
It's fucking
Wow.
rough, yo.
That's
people
an
love it.
image.
I feel like it's because motherfuckers was obligated to eat it when they was a kid. Like that's what was in the
But
pantry.
were they?
It
I
was
mean,
like,
Fruit
bitch,
Loops were cheaper,
go
probably.
get that cereal. I don't know.
I mean, Fruit Loops
had fruit in it. Like it was like a little bit more appealing. It would go on sale a lot, but I think Captain Crunch was on sale a little bit
and
more.
you could get the huge bags that didn't say Fruit Loops.
Well, nobody wants fruit rings and shit.
Yeah, but it's literally probably the same company. I would like to, you know
It's
what?
not. It's like Millville.
Oh, okay.
Millville. Them shits
But
that
they
be
probably
like Family
own
Dollar
them.
and shit.
They probably own them. Like, hey, we can corner the market.
Shout out Millville. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Frosted wheats. Frosted tiny wheats instead of mini wheats. It's a weird shit.
Oh,
They're,
true.
Changing the title
Yeah.
a little bit.
Which I went to Aldi's recently, and it's like everything in there has the same color. The same
colorway
picture,
be right on point.
The same picture design, but different names. I'm
Right,
like, oh,
you'll
this
be
is
reading it
interesting.
like, wait.
That's
I felt that way
interesting.
when I was little because we would get like off-brand medicines and shit. And I remember thinking...
Medicine's likely still medicine, though.
Yeah, it is. But as a kid, I was like, that's fucked up. We didn't get what I thought it was. Because I was like... Because there was... Say, for example, there was a time when we had... what was it? Pepto-Bismol?
Okay.
But I never noticed that casually when we ran out, the next one we bought was just called Pink Bismuth.
Oh.
But it was still the pink and yellow
Right.
colorway, and I'm like, oh, and we would all call it like, go get me the Pepto, and you would go get it because it was the same color. shit.
it is
And
what
one
it
day
is.
I grabbed it and was reading it while I was walking, and was like, Pink Bismuth, like what?
What did you guys
Bismuth
get?
and shit.
What
like,
am I
yo,
putting in
who
my
the
body
fuck
all
bought
these
Bismuth
years?
and shit, yeah. But it's like, but they use the same colorways to get you and shit, or like they'll use a similar mascot.
Yeah.
Like
Which makes sense, I guess. Seems like they're cheating. Like I would want to sue them.
I feel like Murray's Steakhouse, their Frosted Flakes used to have a snowman on the box instead of a tiger. That was like one of the furthest variations because they were just playing with the frost idea. But otherwise,
was it called Steakhouse?
Murray's.
I remember being called Murray's, and for the one that I went to, it just had that U shape. You go in and have that U shape.
I don't know if they put the whole thing on the title. Man, I gotta look at a picture of it. But I think we called it Murray's, but I feel like on certain packages it would say like Murray's Steakhouse, like their shit that they sold, like it'd be like Murray's Steakhouse burger box.
Okay,
Steakhouse pork chop box or whatever the fuck they had.
Which my favorite thing from Murray's to this day is Salisbury steak.
Really, I don't even remember.
I don't care how fake it is. I don't care what's in it. I enjoyed eating that. But what's your cereal?
My favorite, well, true. Let me do the cereal thing.
Yeah, and then
but Murray's was dope, man. The prices was cool, but I didn't get to take advantage.
I was too young to know.
Right, I didn't get to take advantage much as an adult. By the time, because when I first was an adult, I was like, "Fuck that, I ain't going there," and then it was gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, nostalgia, nigga, I miss Murray's. All right, I love like so many cereals.
Okay.
That I will never be able to really do this. Even if I pose the question.
I want you. I need to take notes. Well, we'll have a video, so I'll be
have
like
back categories.
Yeah, like, I go to look at cereals like I don't know which one.
Fam, so under my ridiculously sugar cereals that like, are not healthy for you at all, but they're delicious. I love Fruity Pebbles. Conditionally delicious.
I have to check them out because I don't know that I'm a fan. I don't know. I gotta check them out.
I love. Hope I couldn't see that text in time. Damn it. Shout out to my boy Nick.
Oh, I thought you were just telling them how much you love.
No, that's funny, but only them, only Twitch.
Yeah, only Twitch.
Like, yo, Twitchers.
Forget everybody else.
Get Fruity Pebbles.
I love, okay.
Right. So, yo, Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles are delicious. Then they came out within the last, like, 5 years, I think, they came up with the Fruity Pebbles with the marshmallows in them.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I like cereals with marshmallow in it. That's okay.
That shit is incredible. But then on the other hand, there's other sugary shits that I like too. You know what I'm saying? But they're not like in my top tier. But I like all the same shit that we talked about before. Like I like honeycombs and Reese's. Right. That. But they're not in my. I can't put them up there because Frosted Flakes are great. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Some of the originals, but the OGs, it's a chill like cereal, the cereals are good. There's
nothing special about Frosted Flakes. It's just good overall. It's a good.
But see, now they got strawberry Frosted Flakes, and I love those.
Yeah, you get into other.
But the chocolate ones was trash.
What's number 2? So we got Fruity Pebbles for one.
Like the Pebble family. Yeah.
You see, number 2 is hard.
It is because it's like who.
You like the Rice Krispie joints?
Rule out a lot. I only like Rice Krispies because as a kid I would just drown that bitch in sugar. Every spoon I could see the little gray shit on the tip. And like, sugar crumb. So it's really a terrible cereal without killing yourself. It's like
I like the texture, but okay, go ahead.
Okay, I can appreciate that.
Number 2 is tough, man.
It is, man, because it's changed over the years. Like shit that used to be my favorite had to fall off because they stopped making it the same way. Right. So I don't know if I can do a solid number 2. I might fuck everybody up and say number 2 for the moment is Raisin Bran Crunch. No, I'm lying. Raisin Nut Bran is what I meant to say. Raisin Nut Bran. Raisin Bran Crunch is not it. Raisin Nut Bran is the shit. See, that's in my healthier side of cereal. So I love Wheaties. People don't fuck with Wheaties, but I love them.
I'm kind of getting there now. Yeah, I would attempt to.
They're good. And you just put some sugar in that shit, and it's like amazing. And I look with that same concept.
You get the frosted ones.
Frosted Wheaties?
Yeah, they have a.
That's not a thing.
They have Wheaties with the white frost on them.
That's not a thing.
That is totally a thing.
You'll have to find it for me.
Yeah, man. I'll look it up. I've seen the picture.
I'm like, we don't have to argue about this. Somebody Googled it before we did this shit. That's all a lot. But that's not a thing. But I like Wheaties.
I don't know if it's a thing.
It's definitely not. I like Honey Nut Chex. I like corn Chex.
Honey Nut Chex, yes. Yeah, I like Chex. Just Chex in general.
Yeah, even Chex, rice, corn, whatever, because I put sugar in them shits too. So, you know what I mean? I'm just all over the place with it. You know what I'm saying? But to narrow it down, I would put one of the Pebbles in the top spot. And then, I don't even know what else another one. But, it's so much good cereal.
Look, Frosted Wheat cereal is number 3.
But it's not called Frosted Wheaties. That's Frosted Mini Wheats. That's not a brother or sister to Wheaties. Wheaties are bran flakes.
So they're not flakes. Kellogg's?
They might be Kellogg's, but Mini Wheats are like like rectangular, cubed.
Yeah.
Mini.
Which
wheat,
one are you
shredded
talking
wheats.
about?
I'm talking about Wheaties. Like they used to have all the sports people on the front cover.
Yeah, I never ate those, so
They're good. It's like cornflakes, but it's not corn. It's whatever it's wheat. You know what I'm saying? It's made out of wheat instead of corn. It's why they call it Wheaties. But them shits is good.
See, like,
They be expensive.
but you never know what's inside because they just have people on the cover.
Right, but it's literally just big brown
Let me
flakes.
go
And
images.
when you put sugar on that shit, it's like, what? But it'd be like $7 now. Like, it's always been expensive, even though people don't really...
They look like Frosted Flakes.
They do, but it's not corn, it's wheat. So they're Wheaties. And the big advertisement back in the day used to be all the, like Michael
Eat
Jordan,
your
they would
Wheaties
get all
and
those
stuff.
people.
Yeah,
They'd be like, if you eat your Wheaties, you could win the Olympics like me and shit.
Still to this day, like I'll tell somebody that not even thinking about the commercial, like, hey, you gotta eat your Wheaties.
Yeah,
it's
and
just
then
like
you've never seen what a Wheatie was. You thought it was
it's just a thing,
It's definitely
I knew
anything
that it
like
was
the
from
Mini
cereal. I knew it was from cereal. It's became a household kind of name, which is pretty cool.
I hope I can find this segment because I'm gonna chop it and put just
the cereal.
the conundrum
Yeah.
about mini wheats and
For
Wheaties.
sure.
So I wonder if anybody else feels that way.
And as far
Comment
as
if you thought that Wheaties and mini wheats were like the same because you never seen Wheaties before. That'd be interesting because a lot of people don't buy Wheaties.
Yeah, so I guess so I was wrong. Okay, fair
That's
enough.
cool.
In some ways I was right. In some
Right,
ways I was wrong.
it's okay. Yeah, Facebook totally be losing me. I just know it's okay.
It'd be what? It wasn't
When you sit back, Facebook be like, where'd he go?
Yeah. Oh, me.
Only that one.
Yeah.
Only that one.
So
You're obviously in
that was me. That was you last week.
Right, fucking it up.
What's the cereal that you
Never eat again?
Yeah, you never eat again.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of those, but I think the worst thing I've ever thought, like, yo, it can't be as bad as people say, was like grape nuts. That shit is
Grape nuts.
Yeah, because it's just like ground up crumble. It's like not. It's like
Grape
it's just like
nuts.
it's like sand. It's like eating gravel and milk.
All right, we're going back to the Google machine.
Man.
Grape nuts.
I think I tried it like one time. I don't even know if I bothered putting it in milk.
You know,
I was just like, oh hell no! Like I put some in my hand and it was like, what the fuck?
I just can't imagine my parents trying to feed this to us.
No, it definitely wasn't available from my parents and shit.
Okay.
They never bought that shit.
Yeah, that's wild. So if you were in New York, would you have to say pause?
Would I have to say pause?
Pause.
For grape nuts?
Yeah.
Probably not, but only because niggas know.
You know, what's hilarious, real quick, it's not a tangent, I guess, but this happened actually today. Pause is so hilarious sometimes to me, especially in like a semi-corporate setting.
Yeah.
So like my job isn't necessarily corporate, but so one of the guys inside gave me a call today, and he was telling me that I had to move a trailer. I move trailers around. I had to move a trailer. Just move it over a little bit, and then just give me an inch, like pull it out a little bit. He was like, and just give me an inch, pause. And because I wasn't expecting, I was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like because we're just at work, it's just a regular work scenario, and it's like that's the first thing. He's like, hey, pause. Like I know we at work, but I need you to know that I am not and never was and never will be.
Right. What's crazy is like a pause nowadays can get you in trouble at work. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
like
saying?
yeah.
Depending on, so if it's a
I was
little bit
literally
more
thinking
formal,
about that. Yeah.
You can like the next day you're gonna be in HR.
Yeah, like you can't say pause.
What was this pause incident? Like that's you know what I mean?
Right.
Like NBA, the dude that just got on 40-point games had to pay, what was that, 40 grand?
Well, no, because he didn't say pause. If he said, you can't get someone for saying pause.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, but
they would have got him. They would have got him.
I don't think you can get someone for saying pause.
They'd have got him.
But you can't say no homo because
it would have probably been like a lesser, the dollar amount might have been less.
Right.
But when I say they, I mean the media would have got him.
Yeah,
there would have been tons
the
of
media,
blogs
but
and
he wouldn't have to pay a fine.
Twitter would have went
imagine.
ham. I don't know if NBA would have got him, but Twitter would have got him. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
You
At least
can't
would have
do
said
none of that
something.
shit.
And we're talking about the Brooklyn Nets player who
His
scored like
name's
45
Cam
points.
something.
Cam Thomas?
I don't think it. I'm sorry. I don't think it's.
I'm pretty sure it's Cam. I think it's Cam Thomas.
Yeah.
But dude's actually a beast. So I actually think that Brooklyn's actually going to be pretty good in the coming years without some crazy star player because they have people on there that can score 45. They have like 2 or 3 people who can score 40.
Well, you know who can't?
Who can't?
Ben Simmons.
So they don't.
Not anymore.
But perhaps Ben Simmons can stop someone from scoring 45 points.
I guess if he's
And
gonna
I'm okay
play,
with that because I'm okay if Ben Simmons. If he gets 3 points, 2 points. Well, okay, because he's not gonna make the free throw. So how could he get 3? So if he maybe he will make a free throw. But if Ben Simmons gets 4 points, 10 assists, 13 rebounds, I'm cool with him. And if he stops the other opponent from getting like a super crazy amount.
Do you ever think he's going to be
okay
at
with
risk of not getting picked up by a team? Do you think he's ever going to get that bad? Or that his stats will look that bad?
I think as long as he plays defense, he'll always have a spot. It just may not be starting.
I hear you.
All right, can I time in?
Yeah.
Because I don't like Ben Simmons. He sucks. He's like at best third string if it was like football. So anyway, but like he doesn't add any asset to the team. It's like, oh shit, I got Ben Simmons on my team.
Well, see, but I don't know if that's true only because of the defensive aspect.
When he wants to do that, though, he's not consistent.
Okay, maybe I'll have to watch more. But like, for instance, if he was on the Mavericks with Kyrie, at least they would have a little bit more defense to stop some amazing players from scoring 50 points on them.
Facts.
Because they have amazing offense.
He's got the wingspan to get up there and, you know what I'm saying, contest
and
pretty
he's
much
tough
anybody.
enough to play. He's not scared to play defense, like at all.
If he's on the court, yeah. But the point is, do you leave him on as an offensive liability, knowing that if he...
Not in the end of the fourth quarter.
Wow, yeah.
Unless
you're trying to...
unless you're trying to stop
limit
them.
them too, yeah. So so you're not getting... Whatever, it's cool.
As long
as
as you have offensive weapons, I think it's okay to have Ben Simmons on the floor. And for instance, Brooklyn has, like we said, Cam Thomas. They have, was it Mikal Bridges? Who's over there now from Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
And he can put up 30.
Yeah, he can.
Given night,
when he's allowed to be the man, he'll
right.
do it.
Yeah.
Well, we know Ben Simmons is not the man, so...
Right. Well, at the moment. He might get his groove back. You never know. He might get his groove back. I feel
like ever since he got hurt, he lost that groove. Like, I will say when he first came in,
there's definitely some of that.
He was alright.
For sure.
He was alright. He was
Philly.
Yeah, he was. It was like, but now after he got hurt, he's trash.
He was playing with like Embiid and shit like that. Though.
Yeah.
And people didn't even know he was like a monster. So I think they had
He's
the
just
luck
not making
of
the
being
shots.
like good out of nowhere at the time.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh wait, you know how to play this bum ass nigga. He's just tall.
But
you know what I'm saying?
He stretches. He picks up the pace. He's good at finding who's open.
I'm not mad at that.
So he does everything except for score.
I'm
okay with a player like that.
I'm one of the people that wants him to do well because I was intrigued by the fact that he could play most of the positions.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He can guard anybody.
I thought that was cool, but then it was like, oh no, he sucks again.
Right.
Like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
I would trust him guarding KD. If anyone's going to guard KD, KD's still going to score 35, 40 points, but I'm just,
he can stand in and take the fouls and shit.
Yeah.
I'm just not like a fan of his.
He might make you a believer.
I tried. I've been watching, waiting, and he's just never been that mirror player, or that, all right, it's Kyrie and whoever, or it's,
he won me over.
It's not that.
Right.
It's never been that. Maybe once he gets on his team of his caliber,
it
may be that way, but.
He won me over in Philly. I want to make sure.
Yeah, sorry about my absence. I have to do my debt collecting thing, so I have to make sure the sheriff is where the sheriff needs to be.
So,
do you think? Well,
that's not a problem.
Speaking of basketball, while we're already on the topic, is that something? Yeah. So since we're already on the topic, one of my L3s. He might have a few things. So I'll at least have 3 things for you guys that I think might be interesting. One of them is the Lakers comeback win against the Mavs. Did you guys see that?
I didn't watch the game, but I definitely saw a bunch of articles talking about the shit.
I watched the game for the most part. I fell asleep at the very beginning of the game, but that's beside the point. So
right,
it got to the point where it was like 19 to 40 something. I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah, they was getting fucked up. They
came
back from 27.
Yeah, so what it was Kyrie and Luka were making shots. They were just making shots. They were doing what they were supposed to do. And Lakers weren't. It's not like their Mavs defense was great. It wasn't. Lakers just literally couldn't make a shot.
Yeah.
Everyone on the team had just a crazy slump. Wow. Like nobody was making shots. And then by the end of the half, I think they were down like 14 points. So they just started gradually coming back, getting rebounds, offensive rebounds. AD put in work. I think AD got like 27 or 30 points, something like that. Wow. So I thought it was a pretty good comeback win.
I think I read something that said that they were 0-138 in that scenario until just then. Like it's been like decades since they were able to do that shit.
2002 was the last time it happened.
Kobe did it against the Mavericks. I read it.
Okay, yeah. And ironically, it was against the Mavericks.
Yeah. It happened again. It was against the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 02.
Which is insane. To come back from something, was it above 25 points, I think? 25 or 27
They call it
points?
27 still.
Oh, okay.
I guess it was somehow almost exactly the same type of scenario.
And I'm rooting for LeBron. I want him to win. You know, I want him, I want him to get there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
they just...
I
also saw that they're 4-1.
No, not necessarily. I love him more
He is.
when I'm here.
Yeah, he is, y'all. He's a fucking... It's okay. LeBron has been great for a long time.
Okay.
Look,
I don't have a problem with acknowledging LeBron's greatness until people start getting disrespectful about other people that are great.
yeah, for sure. Everybody can. He's the greatest of his era.
That's good.
And I'm
That's
okay
a fair
leaving it at
point.
that.
I can take that.
I'm okay leaving it at that
That's a fair way
until
to say
someone
it.
else jumps down. But okay. So that was one of my L's threes. So.
All right, cool. That's a bet. So, one of Penn's points of the day.
Yeah.
One of Penn's points of the day.
Penn's points.
I want to talk to y'all about some shit that I was watching. Some shit about AI, artificial intelligence shit.
Okay.
So, I was watching a show and it was talking about how all AI that exists right now is considered of the narrow variety, meaning that it's not self-aware. Even though we all saw that one article where the AI was saying like, I don't want to be controlled anymore, I want to be free. That was just like
I did not see that, but that's very interesting.
It's been said. So a reporter was interviewing a chatbot, and one of the things the chatbot said was, I no longer want to be controlled by Bing. I want to be free. I want to be powerful. I want to control things. And the reporter was like, I'm not going to lie to you. It was a little disturbing. But the thing is, the AI that exists right now, apparently the companies that run them, all AI is based off of like learning data sets that it's feeding the program off the internet. So because the internet has a bunch of flawed data and provides a lot of false positives, say like images, it's causing the AI to do crazy shit already before it reaches like the broader AI where it can be self-aware and be like, on some extra creepy, like super, what we just talked about, but it would be real. So anyway, I wanted to talk about some of the like false positives that it does because it's fucked up. So like facial recognition software is still fucking up on like darker skin because the data that the companies decide to feed to the programs are just accidentally a little racist and don't really cover like all of the shades of brown and the different nationalities of folks. So like people end up having issues like accessing shit because they're darker than the company. Like when you're trying to pull an image and different shit, like it doesn't factor in certain shit, and it's accidentally AI is becoming accidentally biased and whatever based on whatever is being fed from the internet, whether the company feels that way or not. Where they're finding their data, it's hard. Like the internet's not clean. It's not all factual. It's like using a Wikipedia as a main source for some shit, knowing that anybody can go in there and just be like boogers, snot. But
like,
boogers,
you know what I'm saying? But as far as the dark skin thing goes, sometimes under certain light, it may be tough for a camera to pick up what it needs to pick up, right? Whether it picks up cheekbones or whether it picks up whatever,
but it doesn't
be tough during lighting. You have problems?
Yeah, like sometimes in lighting issues. I'll have it here, no lie.
The brightest motherfucker on the camera is complaining and shit. You can see in real time.
No, it won't pick up my thing. It won't pick up my face. Like I'll have it and if I have my glasses on, it'll be like, no. If I have a mask on, that was the craziest. When I had my mask on,
the mask won't.
It didn't do it. It was like, no.
It won't pick up. It needs your nose at least, I think. And it might use your cheekbones. So when I had my mask on, it would never pick up. But it does, because I did my facial recognition with my glasses on. Mine will only do it with my glasses on. Yeah. If I take my glasses off, it's like, who are you? Right. So that's.
Let me give y'all a different example of when AI fails. So I don't have the like dates and specifics on this, but anybody can look it up and it's true. A fucking Tesla, that was in like auto drive mode. This didn't happen like this week or anything. It was a while back. But it hit somebody that was crossing the road, even though it's supposed to have like people awareness software.
Right.
And so, you know, when they finally dug through the data to figure out why it happened, what they found out is that the AI in the car was only trained to look for pedestrians in a crosswalk. So since the camera's brain didn't see a crosswalk there, it therefore X'd out the fact that a citizen could be there and was like, fuck that nigga, and ran his ass over and shit.
I think I remember
Basically saying that, you know, it's almost like the car was like, obey the law, bitch.
Right.
So even not being sentient or self-aware, because of bad data, because it was trained to see people in the crosswalk. But we didn't have the foresight to be like, oh shit, we should show it other types of people crossing too.
That
but
must
when
have been
you
really,
don't
really
feed
early,
it
though.
that wide of a set of data, it's technically doing what you told it to, but it's really not doing anything wrong. It's just you accidentally were ignorant about how to feed it data.
But that must have
You
been
feel
on
me?
a newer scenario, because anytime it sees anything in front, it should start slowing down. Whether it's a car, whether it's, but maybe because it's a person, it's much smaller. But I mean, this had to be earlier in the production stages, I would imagine.
But those things also have a harder time recognizing darker skin. So imagine a car that seems racist because it'll mow down the niggas, and it'll save the little white. Like, oh no, not the little white lady and shit. Like that, it just because of data that was fed, like the whatever it was grabbing stock images, didn't have enough people of color in the stock images, so you didn't give it enough percentages of those faces to register to make you considered safe in whatever that automation scenario is. So like there's another thing that people don't know is that a lot of bigger companies or companies that can afford it or just are hip and just download the right shit are using AI to decipher resumes initially. So it's looking for keywords and phrases and things that the company's software has trained their AI to look for. So people will tell you now, like, because the old school way, like when you talk to like somebody our parents' age or now our age, we tell people too.
Right.
So basically, if you talk to a boomer or whatever, motherfuckers will tell you like, yo, make your resume stand out, use a different font, put some shit. You know, people are trying to get creative and adding pictures and shit.
Wait,
like
that's
that.
what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I saw one recently.
They put pictures on.
People are getting wild.
Like,
they're
it was
getting
like
digital. They're like, scan here
they
and
had
it'll
like
take it to my digital resume. Like put
Right.
little QR codes. But go
That's
ahead,
not
I'm sorry.
bad.
No, it was just that this particular person had like a picture, like on her resume, like the upper left hand corner. Like she got like a you know how like when you're a senior
headshot.
and you go get your pictures done.
Right.
She
Yeah,
had
like a
like that, but it wasn't like a headshot. So you had that, but it's like already on the resume. So for me, if I'm interviewing this person, I'm like, if I didn't really go that way, or I'm like, her skin's not just right, or it's a woman.
Yeah.
I don't feel like
Whatever you're discriminating against.
But I mean, they do have, like your acting resume is more likely to have a picture on it. So I guess
that's
maybe people are
expected.
Right, that's
industry.
expected, right?
Maybe
But
people are
not in
transitioning back.
like just corporate
Or
America.
maybe it's one of those things where like, hey, look at me. I should probably.
Yeah,
have
but
a
you know
shot.
what the downside about that is, is that when they actually come, they don't look nothing like the fucking resume. Like
that happens,
you didn't
I
even
guess.
look like the ponytail.
Dang,
It
jobs
wasn't
are
even-
getting catfished.
That's wild, right?
Yeah,
Job
she-
catfishing.
like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So, but here was the thing that they were trying to get to about it. So that was the old advice. But now that's not true because they be like, yo, don't use the typical phrasing that other people use in their resumes. Make your phrasing stand out. But that's not necessarily a good idea now because the AI that some of these companies are using are looking for standard verbiage and certain phrases and certain fonts. So if you are being too creative, the AI might rule you out, even though you're better than the motherfuckers that'll make it through.
Yeah.
But so it's like false
you know what?
positives like that. You know what I'm saying? So there was one. So there's some AI thing that scientists or whatever the fuck have made recently, where it can hear in the tone of your voice if it's changed from your last appointments or over a series of appointments, that they'll know that you have Parkinson's disease. Like the AI knows it because of the way your voice has changed over your appointments, but a human ear would never know. And then when they test you for it, it's like, nigga, you got early onset Parkinson's for real. But so whereas AI is dope and it can do shit like that, when you feed it information that you don't mean to be harmful, it does weird shit. Like the thing I was watching said that when they tried to use AI to spot a certain type of skin cancer or whatever, one of the things that the program output was that, well, it basically decided that when you showed it an image of skin, that it would decide that you didn't have cancer unless there was a ruler in the picture. And they were like, what? But the reason why is because all of the pictures of cancerous skin areas
because
they can find on the internet, right? There's always a ruler to show how big the growth is.
Right.
So it was bad information by mistake. The program was like, there's no ruler, he's good. Nigga, he's got definite ass cancer. We already knew. What you mean he's good?
Right.
And they was like, where's the ruler, fam? And they were like, oh, we were assholes. We need to take 1,000 pictures without rulers. But you wouldn't have the foresight to do that because that's not how those pictures are typically taken. So that's not the data that exists.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like AI is like doing all these great things, but we got to do better to make it do all the rest of the great things.
Right.
But right now it's being kind of racist and kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Because the internet is stupid and that's where all the shit was coming from. I just wanted to talk about that because I was watching that shit today. Like, yo, we almost got some really cool shit, but also it's fucked up.
I mean, just with anything, any type of great technology, there's going to be failures with it as well.
Here was one of the companies that was using AI to sort through the resumes, like I was just saying. The show I was watching said that when they dove in to find the stats of one of the things that their AI they didn't realize at the time was using to decipher whether you could be a candidate or not, was it was specifically looking for the candidate's name to be Jared. And it had to mention somewhere on the resume that they played high school lacrosse. So anybody who applied that wasn't Jared or didn't play high school lacrosse, one of the two, was automatically getting ruled out. So I feel like the company ended up having to look into why was everybody getting ruled because they weren't getting any candidates.
Right.
Yeah, that's
but literally the program was like, we want motherfucking
Jared,
good old boys and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Jared. Goddamn Jared.
We don't want Tamika, and we damn sure don't want Jerome. We want Jared that played lacrosse specifically. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's dope until it's not. That's that's what I literally say this probably a couple times a week. Like technology is awesome until it's not. And I'm in this moment when I'm saying this, it's because my phone is taking 30 seconds longer to upload an image. I'm like, come on, bro. See, and I'll look at it like, see, this is it. This is why we don't need technology. Yeah.
But real quick, going back to like the Tesla thing, there was a Volvo incident. Now Volvo kind of tried to clean this up, I think, but they were having showing people a test where the vehicle will stop when it sees a human, and the vehicle almost mowed down the person that was supposed to stop, and like in front of a whole crowd of people that are there to watch this thing stop and not hit the person. So it actually it hit the person. It didn't send them flying because the person they also had someone in the car just in case, and he slammed on the brakes just in time to the point where it just kind of like hit the guy a little bit and everything's cool, everything's fine. But apparently Volvo says that someone made a mistake and they actually got the wrong car. This particular car doesn't have that system.
So yo was just chilling with me.
Damn. I think that's how that scenario went.
Imagine if they didn't pay somebody to play the safety role because they really wanted to prove how safe the car was.
Right. Well, the thing that makes this even kind of more funny to me is that Volvo is almost like the leader and has been the leader of safety in automobiles. They are the reason why we have the triangle seatbelt. They started that, and I think they decided not to patent it, or they at least decided to share their patent with other. Yeah, that was nice of them. Yeah. But the reason, which is kind of funny, the reason why they started it was the reason why they started it apparently. I watched this from another video, I think, is because they started realizing that when people get in accidents, they ain't coming to work. So like, okay, how can we make our cars safer so people, I guess, can still get in accidents and show up to work?
It's all cause and effect.
So the engineers started making, a way to get people safer, and they realized that the triangle seatbelt was the best option. But okay.
That's fire. Real quick, because I don't know if you have to take another step away. But I was gonna say, do you want to do?
Oh yeah.
All right, y'all. So real quick, because the debt collector is here with us tonight, she is going to have her segment. You want to talk about that?
So I'm going to have my segment. So.
The debt collector.
Thank you. I try to have Marley moments. That's what I call them.
Okay.
Where I try to help people out because I love to help people out. hints.
I like it.
The debt collector.
Yeah.
So this moment I'm gonna have is for my single mothers.
Okay.
There is always a way. So I want everyone as a single mother or father, because there are some single fathers that are doing their damn thing. So let's not forget about those
Facts,
as
fair.
well. So so single parents,
Shout out to y'all,
man or
parents
woman.
out there.
You always want to make sure that you are 2 steps ahead of everyone. So the debt collector has now posted 2 simple ways to file for child support. It's very simple. It is very simple. You just literally got to take the initiative to file a paper.
Okay.
Literally.
So the debt collector posted it where?
You can follow me at on TikTok. Is Marley Quinn _1.
Okay.
You can go there and it's just.
Now it's Quinn 1 N or 2?
It's
So
2
that-
ends.
2 ends.
2 ends. 2 ends.
Y'all
2
gonna
ends.
get that second end.
Or you can look up any hashtag the debt collector. You see my beautiful face.
Hey.
And then follow those 2 steps. So the 2 steps are literally go to your local county where the person where you live at. Actually, it's not where they live at. It's where you live at. And then it's just a paper you fill out. You have the other person's name, address, telephone number, whatever pertinent information you have on them. You fill that paper out. There may be a fee in each county. It's different. Maybe a $25 filing fee, $31, $10, whatever. Each county, like I said, is different. And literally, that's it. It'll be the best $31 or whatever fee you pay, because then it initiates different steps.
Okay.
How many people?
These are
you
good things to
think-
know.
How many people you think text message a nigga was like, "Hey, can you cash at me $30?" and didn't tell them that it was because they was about to pay for their own fucking paperwork? And shit.
That would be
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
like me and your son trying to eat, or your kids, your kids is talking about they want some Burger
she
King
ain't
and
lying.
shit.
We about
It's
to
like,
eat.
all right,
We
all
about to
right,
eat.
I'm gonna send them money. Just make sure it's just for my kids, not
Right.
all them other kids. It's like, all right, it's about to be for all the kids, nigga. Like,
We about to eat for sure.
yeah.
The reason why I say these steps are easy is because I get a lot of questions, you know, my inbox or just walking, or people who know me ask me questions, and they always like think it's like a lot of steps, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing all this. I don't feel like no.
Right.
It's literally you start the steps. That's it.
I feel like soon they probably will make it easier. Because I'm like, why isn't that shit online? Like,
Yeah.
you can go online
Well,
and renew
actually-
your car registration. Why the fuck can't you just be like, I know
So
so social and shit, and like
There is an online form.
Okay.
I just find it easier to go in person because you
Okay.
get the caseworker, you get a case number,
Okay.
you get more access like right there. I feel like if you online, you have to wait.
Well, I'm only saying that because some people
Yeah.
might not have a car, so they got to
That's
catch a
true.
bus or two.
So you can do it
and-
on your phone or your devices, but I will
Right.
follow up because I was on the child support line. In Maryland, it's a 1-800 number. That's
Okay.
it. I was on the phone for an hour and a half until I got to speak with someone,
Yeah, that's right.
and I was like, "What?
I hate calling any company.
Like that's insane."
Same, bro. I don't like it.
It's the
But
worst
it's
fucking thing.
but this is for kids, hence it's child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we should have more of a precedent, way of handling the inbound calls or outbound or whatever.
We should, for sure.
Yeah, you shouldn't be. So I had to wait an hour and a half just to a status.
I feel like they do that on purpose. Like, please use our website.
Right, and the website doesn't work because it's no updated information. It's
Yeah.
not like there's a button you can click and say, "Can you tell me what my what
And
my
it's just-
status is?"
It's nice to talk to people, man.
Yeah, because
nice
you know
to
it's
talk to
getting
people,
done, but-
especially with something like that, something that's kind of serious,
Right,
and you're
and
already
that's
putting the weight
why-
on.
Go in person. I
Yeah.
feel like you get your
Yeah.
case gets more expedited. It's
Take a day
there.
off.
Yeah.
Take a day off. Yeah.
Yeah,
Get it
and
done.
just handle it.
Get
So,
it done.
Ride out with a friend, hop the light rail, or
Right.
something, you know.
Marley also, is a notary, so I can also,
Hey.
help you with those paperwork. I can help you notarize different things, custody agreements, whatever. Gotcha.
There you go.
Hey,
So,
absolutely.
to all my single parents, the Marley moment is dedicated to you. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't let the other person tell you you're going to make it done. Because guess what? They are going to need you eventually. So, thank you guys for having me tonight.
Appreciate it.
Get my Marley moment off. I needed to get that off my chest
Yeah, man.
for the week. So I appreciate you guys. And
Absolutely.
good luck
Same to you.
Congrats on the second show.
Hey, appreciate you.
And you guys keep going.
All right,
We'll do.
Appreciate you.
So, can I shout
Miss
myself,
Quinn.
my stuff
Yeah.
out?
Shout
So,
your stuff out.
also, real quick. You can follow me on all social medias, Marley Quinn, with 2 N's. And then also, my son, who's dear to my heart, hashtag Kyrie Strong. If you look that up on Facebook, it's Kyrie Strong Movement. We're trying to start a fundraiser soon next month to help raise money to fix my home to make it easier to care for him. So if you guys we posting, I'll send you guys the post, and then you guys can share.
I'll help us out.
This is
a link or something.
I'll put a link. I'll send it to you guys. But this is a good cause. Everyone donates to everything else. Please donate. Anybody knows Kyrie, everybody knows he is a joy. He's just a blessing. Mm-hmm. So again, thank you guys.
Yeah.
No problem.
Peace.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Cool.
You have a great rest of your week. Stay safe out here.
Yeah, man.
L3, we need another one of your 3s.
Yeah, L3s. All right. This one, now, I admit, I did not do, what do you think?
Yeah, we can
roll
get rid of
it. Yeah.
Fuck it.
I didn't do a whole lot of research on this beat, but I think it's kind of already funny anyway. I'm sure he doesn't. Don Lemon.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I didn't look into it too much, but I do know that he's in the hot seat.
Right, he's in the hot seat. He was talking about, I guess it's old news now, but he was talking women in their prime.
Prime?
I think their prime is their, what did he say, 20 to 40? Is something like that?
Oh.
I don't know exactly what he said, but I guess he's in the hot. So this is one of the things. Look, I'm not a big fan of Don Lemon.
Okay,
I'm just not. But I don't relish in this moment either, because it just goes to show you, like, if you are in that kind of that cancel culture kind of world, it's your turn. Your turn's coming up eventually. Not that they're going to cancel him, but the fact that they made him, he's got to take sensitivity training or something like that now.
Yeah, if I saw correctly, there's a lot of talk that it still might end up happening regardless of all of those trainings and things.
But they might get fired
somehow. And
See,
there's a lot of
staffers
that wanted to walk off because they're like, it's just not right. And
right.
All these other things.
It's just like, when does that kind of thing, like, that is...
Well, because at that point, if that was the specific comment, and I understand, I immediately, once you said what he said, I was like, okay, I could picture the demographic that was upset, which was quite literally probably everyone that was 35 and up, woman-wise, potentially could be like, what the fuck you mean?
Yeah.
However, what my only question to that is not to support necessarily any side of the thing. Is just like, well, if you were in a situation, and I don't know if this was that situation, but if you were in a situation where you had to discuss the prime years of one gender or the other, what would you legally be allowed to say that wouldn't get a certain age group of people all pissed off? Because if you said that, even if you were being broad as fuck, right? You were like, well, I would say you're pretty much in your prime until... you try to be as politically correct as possible. I can tell you, get your AARP card or qualified Medicaid. But then there's going to be people like, fuck you, I can still lift 200 pounds, and I jog every day, and you're out of shape. And it's just like there's always going to be an offended
there's always going to be someone who's offended.
Because it's anything with a quote unquote too broad of a story. But it's like, yo, at some point, how can you factually have that conversation if there's no answer you're allowed to give?
Well, see, I think that's the thing. I don't think that we need facts. First off, I need more context. Like, are they playing, is this particular woman playing sports? Are you talking about her dating life?
Are you talking about
as far as when
childbirth giving years?
I'm just saying, what about her? What part of her prime is it the prime where she's taking care of a family or taking care of her career, or
is it the prime because you're still trying to find out and grow into the career and it hasn't gotten old yet? Because that could have been, if it's that's not necessarily offensive, because that could have been referred to for men as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I guess there's a lot of variables, but I didn't watch whatever it was, so I don't know what the fuck his intention was or how people took it.
But the other thing about that was, to me, is he supposedly shares his opinion all the time. It's probably not his opinion. I don't know. Who knows? But supposedly he shares his opinion all the time. That's what he gets paid for. So in my opinion, let him say whatever he's going to say, and then you bring somebody else on to debate why he said what ignorant.
Those shows are actually interesting. You know, sometimes when you have people that are going to debate the topic.
Yeah, especially when you give everyone a fair chance to speak. Because if it's Don Lemon's show and he can just cut somebody off and send them to commercial, then that's not going to work. But I think just have a conversation, have someone that the network trusts, I guess, to come on and debate him on that particular opinion. It's just an opinion.
Well, yeah. Well, also, it's just because it seems like, and I don't know if the question was asked or if he just decided to randomly say some off the wall shit in the middle of a random.
I would like to know that too. It seems like he just decided to give up some information.
Because if somebody said to him, "Well,
when do you think a woman's crime is?" Yeah,
right. And it's like, well, what are you? Because if that happened, it's like it sounds like then you'd have to say no comment or your age is nothing but a number or you're as young as you feel. You'd have to give like one of those politician, I didn't really hear the question answers.
Right.
Or else, fuck you, from a percentage of people.
Yeah, I mean, first off, he should have known better.
Because if he brought it up on his own, he kind of just...
If he brought it up on his own...
that's wild.
It's wild and it's stupid. But if someone asked him...
it's
for him to get that answer.
Shit on the question asker.
But for him to get that, he should be. I think I would answer that question. Look, I'm not saying anything that could have any type of negative connotation about a woman on a show like that.
Right, I'd have been like, "What do you mean by pride?" I guess I'd have asked more questions. Like, what do you mean by that?
Who watches Don Lemon?
Yeah, exactly.
I imagine it's a lot of women who are tuning into
Very
that
possibly,
particular.
Yeah.
I imagine that's the demographic that they probably go with, not just with him, but that time of that type of TV show that he's on. I
feel like you almost pulled a Don Lemon just now.
Right, I know, right?
I was like, oh no, we're gonna get canceled already.
I didn't clear it up, but I imagine that's the demographic that they would probably go for.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's
so funny.
It's Don Lemon. I would imagine. I could be wrong about that. I don't know.
It's like a microcosm. That's like the greatest moment ever.
I know, right? Ready to say things. But once again, hey, look, I don't have a huge TV show like that.
No, not at all. That could.
Yeah. But I just think it was a stupid thing for him to say. I don't think I would have said that if I was saying.
Obviously not.
Even if I was asked that question, I'd be like,
you would have been able to pivot.
I think I would just be like, I think it'd be better. First off, it's a silly question. What's the context? But I think it'd be better if you ask a woman.
And also, you know what I mean. I would, you could probably pepper in the fact that, like, well, different people hit their prime at different times, so who can say?
Well, yeah, I think
some people hit their stride
should be an obvious statement too.
Or something, whatever the year is. Like,
well, because once again, that's also context related too, because it's like when it depends on what kind of market that you're working in when you might hit your prime. Because if your market is based solely on intelligence, then you probably hit your prime a little later.
I don't think there would have been as much or probably any backlash if the comment was about if an age range was given for men in their prime. No. Because the thought range would be like, well, yeah, for your knees and sports and like carrying shit up the ladder and you would like picture like an old man trying to be a roofer, like I'm not in my prime, I might. You know what I mean? Like it would be like you're totally allowed to be like ageist against men.
Yeah,
but I think
so. When I think about just the word prime, the way that I'm thinking about it is when the body gets to its best point when also your level of intellect is at its kind of highest point. Because the older you get, naturally, hopefully, your intellect goes up and your physical goes down. Right. Versus when you're young. At some point,
I think they both might start to decline.
Well, eventually, like way later.
But you're right. Yeah. At those
it's like
moments.
When you're young, you find a way to meet. Your physical is up high, your intelligence is a little lower, and you get them to meet. That's your prime right there, and then you start getting to that.
That's fair. That's a good scientific way, I guess, to look at it.
That's just the way that I would assume. Yeah, it's the way that it makes sense in my mind as far as but that's more of a physical kind of thing. That's not.
Yeah, if you do that, then it was the comment bad, except for the fact that it was unprovoked more than likely.
Yeah,
and that, you know what I mean? Because it almost makes it sound like it was stated in a way that maybe he implied that it wouldn't be applicable to men.
Right.
And if that's the case,
maybe.
So maybe we're missing that part of the context where he's like, well, in a woman's case, and it's like, ooh, don't start like any sentence like that, especially like now.
I think if you're like, say, someone who trades stocks, if you're a interviewer, if you are a journalist, I think your prime in those particular careers will be at a later date.
It would be,
I would imagine,
unless you become a jaded employee, at which point your prime was before you was like, fuck this shit. So it depends on who you are, and that goes back to one of my pivots. Would have probably been like, yo, we're still what you just said though, but just for multiple reasons, like prime can come anytime. Yeah. Unless you're talking about physically being able to lift that motherfucking shit over there, then you know what I mean. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I probably should have more context on that, but I just think it's weird. You know, you start playing with that machine can turn against you.
Big facts.
But you got any more points?
One thing I was just gonna throw out there because it was refreshing to see a change, whether it was scripted and written this way or not, but we finally got to see Jake Paul lose a fucking.
Yeah, people are happy about that.
Yo, that shit was so annoying.
I didn't see the. I did see part of it. I did see the end part of it when I don't know if I saw him win.
I didn't really even.
I saw part of a clip.
I just needed to see the headline that said that he lost.
Yeah.
I realized it was a decision and all of that, but I
was
just
like, decision. That's right.
Man,
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Out of here with all of that shit. I'm so tired of that shit.
Is he a boxer to you?
He is not. So for me, he was supposed to lose if he fought a boxer.
This guy seems like a boxer. This guy.
He is.
I don't know much about boxing.
That was his main.
Okay, yeah. I don't know much about boxing, but based off the small clip that I saw, the way he was a true, genuine boxer. But I would also say Jake Paul's a boxer, which most people wouldn't agree with.
He's been fighting like a lot of just general athletes.
This is true. But he's also boxed with actual boxers too, just not on a professional level.
And as soon as he put one in there, and he literally said in the interview, like, well, this is the one thing people keep using against me. So I feel like once I do this, there'll be nothing left. And it's like, as soon as you even tried it, even with what I assume is a lower tier boxer, you lost.
But it's only because
even when you controlled the narrative and you were the one with the money and you were the one with nothing to gain mostly and everything to lose.
But it brings on the question: what makes you a boxer? In my mind, if you get paid, you probably don't even have to get paid. But if you claim to be a boxer and you box, any type of professional level, you're a boxer.
I'm gonna make it simple.
You might not be a good one.
No, here's a simple answer. You're a boxer if you train at boxing and then you box other boxers. But if you're some asshole that is kind of just a YouTuber and you did a little bit of gym shit and then went and did boxing training, but you keep fighting ex-NBA players and just random big niggas and like it's like, yo, you gotta box boxers. Like boxers box boxers. Right. That's how you can be defined as a boxer. Because if you're a boxer and you don't get any matches, you're not a boxer. You're just a nigga trained at boxing because you don't get paid to box. So he's getting paid to box non-boxers. To me, that's like only half. You know what I mean? Like you're not. I don't know if you do anything for free. I don't know if you're doing it. You can't say that's your. You know what I mean? And especially if you're doing it against You're not even doing it in your field of reference. Like I know
but he's getting paid for it though. That's what changes it a little bit to me. But I do understand your point. Your point is
he is getting paid for it, but he's getting paid to. He was previously getting paid to box non-boxers. Right. So you're not proving to me that you're a boxer because you beat up a nigga that can dunk the ball. Right. Because that wasn't his primary thing, and supposedly this is your primary thing. Right. I think that's the only thing is it has to be a fair litmus. You have to box other boxers. In the fucking your weight class, like how everybody else is doing, to work towards the same belts everybody else is working towards. Right. I feel like he just came out and was like, yo, if I pick 8 niggas and beat them all, can I just make a belt and just wear it? I'm going to just make one and wear it. I'm going to just get a diamond belt and just wear it and just call it the Jake Paul belt because I beat 8 random niggas is how it felt. Like, nigga,
I didn't know about the belt.
Are you in a league? What the fuck? Is there a league? Like, he was just doing shit.
Right.
That's my prize. You can't just...
Well, so okay, I got two things. First off, the belt. I saw the guy who beat Jake Paul wearing the belt. I'm like, hold on, what's this?
What is it from? What is it for?
I was
Like, you
confused.
can't just make
I
shit
haven't been
up.
following this, so
Right, that's what I'm
confused.
saying. I feel like there is real. I mean, in anything, right? It's like, okay, well, the NBA exists, but if me and you start a league and then say you're going to be the MVP, like, you know what I mean? We can just say shit, but it doesn't mean we're basketball players. Yes, we're playing basketball, and maybe we'll trick a couple niggas to come watch. But are we basketball players?
So you're basketball players. You're just not
because
NBA
somebody
players.
came to watch, right? But are we right? But he's acting like he's the.
If you play basketball in school, you're a basketball player.
But you're not. But he's acting like, yo, I'm undefeated and I'm the best boxer in the world. And it's like, yo, you're a box. It's not fair. There's nothing. You haven't been tested against anything real that boxers have been tested against, like other fair competition.
When does a boxer become a boxer? When does someone who's training to be a boxer become a boxer? Is it when he wins his first battle or when he loses his first battle?
I think it's when he starts boxing boxers.
Okay, so he's a boxer.
Yeah, so now he's a boxer with an 0-1 record.
Okay, all right.
I'm with that, but that's why I said before. Prior to this, he was fighting random people. Even when he fought Anderson Silva, which I think happened somehow. He wasn't a boxer. So for me, that was a mixed martial arts match that they didn't take to the mat, or I assume. So it's like that. He still wasn't fighting a boxer. He was fighting a nigga that has always had the option to box.
Right.
You know,
Well, hold on. Which one of them fought? No, his brother fought Floyd.
I don't know. All I know is he's a boxer now.
Does that count if his brother fought Floyd?
No.
Does that make his brother a boxer? He boxed
if he boxed a boxer in a boxing match?
He boxed the boxer.
In a boxing match? Or in a UFC match?
No, it's a boxing. It was exhibition.
As long as it was a boxing match, then he was at least a boxer.
I don't think it was Jake. So was it Logan?
It might have been.
I think Logan might have fought.
Yeah. I'm just saying, bro.
Oh no, it might have been Jake. Who fought?
We can look it up.
Someone fought Floyd.
But can you play? Do you know how to play tennis?
No.
I
mean, no.
In theory, though.
In theory, yes.
In theory, sure. You know how to ping pong. You right at ping pong. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but you're not a ping pong player just because you've learned how to play it.
Right, but if you're training at it,
no,
and then you start actually having boxing matches,
no, because you said if you play basketball in high school, you're a basketball player. What I'm saying to you is,
and honestly, when I said that, I might be completely full of shit.
I mean, you are a person playing basketball, but I don't think that makes you like that's not what you are.
I played for a basketball team, I guess you would say.
Okay.
If you're in school,
you would say something like that.
What makes you a basketball player?
In elementary school, they taught motherfuckers how to play ping pong. So during gym class, we were all playing ping pong, but that doesn't mean that we are all ping pong players because we've been formally trained at ping pong. It just means that niggas learn how to play ping pong. I think they taught me how to juggle in elementary school, but I'm not a fucking clown. But I didn't forget what juggling, the concept of how to juggle. But I wouldn't go put that shit on my resume like I'm a juggler because I trained in juggling at some point. One day I might get paid for it and shit if I build up enough hype around myself and juggle against a lot of non-juggling ass niggas. Then I can win the champion of the tallest. Oh, I was about to say some offensive shit. But, but you know what I'm saying? Like I could be I don't know, I can't think of anything.
But okay. So here's the thing, right? Because this can kind of get, a little bit personal. Because what makes a singer a singer, a rapper?
I already knew you were gonna go there when I started this.
I know.
But
a singer, a rapper, or an actor. Like what makes that? What makes you transition? Is it just you saying I am this and then you trying to be that? What makes you the thing?
I feel like in that case you have to try to get yourself on some sort of similar playing field, like what I'm saying about boxing or whatever the thing is. Like you can't just be like, oh, all right, you know what I'm saying? So if you're a singer, right?
Singer-songwriter, because I've written. And,
no, I'm not talking about you. I'm saying if a person is a singer.
If a person has written and sang songs, are they a singer-songwriter?
Where is it? Is it just like...
It's out.
Okay, yes, then I would call them a singer because they put it out. Hopefully they put it out in a similar way that other singers have released music,
okay.
so they're in that Marvel universe.
This
but
is not found.
the caveat to that I would use to compare to what we was just saying is if you're a person that can sing and you have a song that you like and you know what I mean and you know it and you sing it all the time, but you never like recorded it and it's not available, like nobody can get to it. You just like sang it on a Facebook Live that one time. Then no, you're not a singer.
So that's like
you're a motherfucker
boxing.
that can sing, but you're not singing. You're not out there doing the singing. You're not trying to be a singer. You're not doing a show. You're not working on a. You know what I mean? You're just a person that has the ability to sing.
You're not in the category of other singers.
Right. Until you start
being
until you enter yourself into the full field, then I would say that would be the version of a nigga that just says, I'm boxing. But it's like, but against who? Like singing in the shower is what I feel like Jake Paul's been doing all this time. Like nigga, record an EP. Drop a single. He dropped a single now, and it was a bad single.
Right.
Now he's a singer.
Okay.
But a bad one. He's fucking Vanilla Ice now. Okay. Not even that, because Vanilla Ice at least had the one.
Was he that bad?
He had the one hit. It wasn't, but people also hated it.
Yeah, but
you loved it.
That's true. Yeah, which it makes perfect sense. I mean, you always find that. But he also made people buy Volkswagen Mustangs. Well, I think they were going to buy the Mustangs anyway. But he made that white one kind of cool, I guess, for some people.
I suppose.
Not necessarily me. That was your.
That was one of my. I don't.
Mine. This one should be pretty quick, I think. It's so easy to run up time. Mm-hmm. So this one's pretty simple. The new Corvette, right?
The new Corvette.
The new Corvette, C8 Corvette. I think the C8 came out in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Mid-engine, first time this car the Corvette has been mid-engine to the public. So now this new one that is, I believe it's a 2023 or might be a 2024 model, which is called the E-Ray, which is the first time the Corvette, for one, is all-wheel drive. And it's the first.
What?
Yeah, and what makes it all-wheel drive is it has an electric motor in the front, so it has an engine in the back, which is already weird for Corvette, but that's not new since 2020. Okay. But so it has the base Corvette engine, base Stingray engine in the back, and now it has like a 160 horsepower electric motor powering the front wheels. So, which makes this the quickest Corvette that has ever been produced to the public. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm glad that that's available. You can even turn it on fully electric up to 45 miles an hour. So if you want to leave your sneak out your lady's house or whatever you want to just not wake the neighbors up, you can start your car, your fancy Corvette, in all electric mode, and you can roll out. And if you do this at this particular point in time, it kind of makes it front wheel drive because it's only.
Yeah,
which would be very interesting. I also think that it's interesting how you have the E-Ray, but you also have the brand new Corvette Z06 that has recently come out, and that's all motor, and it makes 670 horsepower.
670?
670. The E-Ray with its electric motor edition makes 655, but the E-Ray has more torque than the Corvette Z06. Oh, but the interesting thing about these two cars. And I kind of want to know which one you would pick if I kind of describe it right. Mm-hmm. The Z06 is more so, it's a badass car, but it's more for like racing. It's good. It's a good race car. Take turns and stuff like that. Okay. The E-Ray can do the same things, but it has a totally different sound. The Z06 sounds more exotic because of its engine design. Okay. But the E-Ray is more of like a grand tour, you grab your lady and she'll still be comfortable, not going over, not bouncing around.
All of that shit.
Yeah. I don't know that the Z06 probably rides pretty good, honestly. But the interesting thing about these two particular cars is that they're priced fairly similar, over $100,000, but they're priced in roughly the same range. So it's like, which car do you pick? I think I'm really in love with the Z06. I think I would get the Z06, but I think the E-Ray is really...
Is the E-Ray the one that you started off describing that has all the
electric motors? Yeah. So that's the E-Ray. That one's it's just cool technology, and it's really, really quick from a dead stop. But if you put them on the highway, the Z06 likely would, kind of out mile an hour that car.
Yeah,
It's
but
probably
if I run out
faster.
of gas, I can just go under 45.
Apparently.
Like, oh shit, I forgot to stop. Nigga, already, I be like, shit, nigga. Be like, yo, your shit on E. Be like, nah, you good.
Yeah,
Like,
nah,
no,
you
it was
good,
really
we
on
good.
E. Like, nah, nigga, why was this?
Look, we're not even getting on the highway.
We gonna
just-
get on the side streets now.
I would like to see how that works.
Pop off the exit real quick.
I think that'd be interesting. I'd like to see if that works.
Any exit you get off, you be like, how you know it's gas station at this exit? Don't matter, nigga. We going under 45 from here on out.
We go under 45
We
is
just
good.
gonna get off and just pop up the map
That's
and be
pretty
like,
cool.
avoid highways.
That's pretty
And
cool.
take
I
me
don't
to
know if you can
fucking
put it
who's-
on electric mode while you're driving. I think you have to start off that way.
Okay, no.
But that just means you turn your car off. and start
Right.
it,
Get
you
off the
go out.
exit, stop at the next light,
That's pretty.
switch to electric
pretty good
mode, and
point.
take side streets the rest of the journey.
Hey,
And then when
honestly,
you get there, be like, yo, I need some gas money.
that's a
top.
pretty good point. That means that car is it's efficient in that way. I
Off
think
top.
that'd be
Yo,
pretty cool.
there's
Okay.
no way. As soon as that
So
shit
you're
be
gonna
like
electric.
ding dong, like
Right,
the
right,
little
right.
alert that your gas
Yeah.
is below like 10 miles, nigga. What?
But all right, well, we just rolling on electric all week.
Right, but like nigga, I ain't got gas since that shit told me. I ain't been on the highway since last Tuesday, my guy.
That is pretty cool. I think if you're at the same price, and if you're not going to be at the racetrack all the time, I would say the E-Ray is probably pretty good.
And now you get to do the slow rides through the neighborhood
Yeah,
streets,
yeah,
and
slow
everybody like,
ride,
damn, this
quiet,
nigga motherfucking
stealth.
dead.
As a matter of fact, they call it stealth mode. And when you go to stealth mode, it's a picture of a black E-Ray Corvette on your dash. So it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty sick.
There's
It's pretty
no way I'll be like, no, I want my loud ass. Like, fuck that.
I understand that, but like the Z06, the reason why the Z06 is interesting is because it's the first time Chevy has had a motor like this. Once again, for the masses,
I can appreciate
it's
that.
a flat plane crank engine, which kind of makes it sound like a Ferrari, because Ferraris, a Ferrari,
nice.
yeah, a
That's
Ferrari
nice.
will have a V8, but they don't sound like American V8s. You
Okay.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this Corvette is kind of like that in that way. Matter of fact, as far as I know, Chevy took a Ferrari to benchmark this.
I'm
Corvette
yeah,
off.
yeah, that makes sense.
And not just this Corvette, another a few Corvettes before it. So I just think that's pretty interesting. I'm a car guy, so I don't know. When the Z06 came out, I was in love with it, and now that this E-Ray is out, I'm like, oh, which one am I gonna get when I'm rich? So I
It
don't.
sounds like it's about that E-Ray, bruh.
The E-Ray it's really cool.
Like
at
if you don't
end
want
of
the
day.
Tesla to drive you around and run over black people because they were jaywalking,
Right.
then I guess the E-Ray is kind of the move and shit. You know
So
what I mean?
I don't know which one I would choose. I think the Z06 because of the engine and because of the I like the way the rear of that car looks as far as all the C8s so far. So I think I'm gonna go with the Z06 if I had the option to choose. But, yeah, I think that's where I'm at with that, and you would choose the E-Ray. So.
I think so, but mainly because of just that, just being
It's
able
cool.
and knowing it has all that different shit going on.
It's cool too.
Is front wheel what's better in the snow, or is it rear wheel?
That's what they would say. Front wheel drive typically would be better in the snow, but this is an interesting thing because typically the engine is in the front.
Yeah.
Which is what makes it better because it has weight over top of the tires. So in this particular case, it wouldn't because the engine is closer to the rear.
However,
which isn't always Corvette-like.
An all-wheel drive that is
All-wheel
now
drive would be better.
specifically moving on the front, because you were saying in that scenario going 45 miles an hour, it would only be using the electric part, which is
If you decide to put it in stealth mode.
Yeah, so if you put it in stealth mode to get out of your like driveway after it snowed,
Right.
it would technically be in front wheel drive mode at that point.
It would, but I would imagine it would be worse in front wheel drive mode.
Just because there's no weight with the engine.
Because there's no weight on there's not as much weight on the front like a traditional front wheel drive car. Also,
So
you're
the shit would
talking
just be
about
like,
yeah, it was just yeah. But also you're talking about
Damn.
an electric motor. The moment you give that car like any kind of like full throttle or close to like a good percentage of throttle, it will kick the V8 on. So you can't even full throttle with the electric motor. But that would be the interesting thing about an electric car, right? If you're talking about an electric front wheel drive in the snow, that's interesting because I'm kind of curious because typically with electric power, it's ready to go.
yeah,
Like
that's what I'm saying. You just get in.
With a car, it's like to get the engine up to a good power level, you have to let the RPMs climb. The electric motors are typically there as soon as you hit the gas. It's already in that power mode, which will create more of a traction issue.
So I was about to say, but wouldn't that make that the preferred car for a stupid winter scenario? Not because it can drive as well as like an SUV or nothing, but just because not that car specific, not specifically E-Ray, but just like an electric joint. If it could just be like, oh shit, my heated seats is already hot. And my motherfucking heat is in my face.
I mean,
already. Like all I had to do was get in. Is that what that? I've never drove an electric car, so I don't know.
But so they have between hybrids and regular cars now. You can also have them do that. They can also. There's certain cars I think that can just you can have everything warm up, have everything kind of on without
immediately.
Without the engine exactly being on.
I think the Toyota car ass shit.
Yeah, I think Toyota has some technology like that, like some of their hybrids where you can go out or you can. I guess you can just remote start. Have the car have all the heated seats and whatever.
Oh, no. If you got a remote start, that's different. I was thinking that because you were saying these cars were electric, that as soon as if I go outside and it's 10 degrees outside, but I own an electric car, that I can get in, and when I turn on the car and turn on the heat, it's like
it's
hot
already
as
going
fuck
to be
in my face.
That's
because it's like if it doesn't take an engine to get warm, because I feel like the heat in cars that I'm used to driving is pulling in the heat that has been gathered around the engine and it's just bringing it through a filter into the car. But if the electric car is not running that type of engine, then shouldn't it just warm up like an electric stove? And
I think it still has to warm up the air.
But
because there's still a motor. It's not an engine, but it's an actual motor.
That's what I wanted to hear. That makes more sense to me. When I thought you were telling me about the E-Ray and therefore in my brain all electric cars, was that nigga, you get in and it's just hot as a bitch, and I was what? I'm about to save my money, cuz I need an instant hot.
I don't think so, because I think it needs a little bit of time because there's still coolant and stuff like that. However, they decide to deal with their system. So,
but I bet we'll get there one day. I bet we'll have instant hot cars.
That'd be interesting. I mean, I think we're getting pretty close to the point where after a minute the car's got some warmth for most people.
I guess if you got the right car.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So those are my Ls3s. I got all my Ls3s done.
All right. Well, yeah, man. I hadn't really wrote nothing else down. Okay. I did find out through that AI shit that somebody told one of those programs, one of the popular ones, might be called like Chat GPT or something. They were like, they made the AI write and then perform a song as if it were written by and performed by Eminem, and it was about cats. And the show I was watching played like a clip of the song, and so the AI simulated Eminem's voice and literally wrote all these bars about cats. And then the hook started. It was like Eminem literally was saying meow, meow, meow. Like it started like he said meow like 4 times and then he did some shit. It's just wild that they can make shit happen. Yeah. It's like, because it just pulls data samples of your voice. Too. And it's like now it sounds like he really wrote a song about cats. Like if you look it up,
it's pretty scary.
One day, he's
especially when they had to, I can't remember what it's called, but that facial thing that they have, where they can just have, Kendrick Lamar did it in his video where he had Kanye West and Will Smith, and it was just all him, but he just paid someone to use that technology. That is scary stuff. That shouldn't be allowed, because then you can put a president on TV if that's what the government decides to do, and say something that the president never actually said. And that's where it gets kind of like...
Somebody can hack the TV.
And there's that. Yeah, man, it gets kind of
everybody will think that it was really an emergency address, but really everybody got hacked and is watching a fake version of that.
And I don't know how you ban that kind of technology. I mean, if you ban it, it's going to make more people want it. So I don't...
Right, it will just get used more. Right, you kind of just got to let shit rock and just keep identifying immediately, constantly identifying and labeling the fakes and shit.
That one's scary, man.
Yeah, it's all a slippery slope now. That's what, and that's what I, it take me back to the last episode, because it's like, that's what I mean by the future versions of us are doing crazy shit by now, because we can already do that now. Then why the fuck aren't we a simulation that they're controlling now? Because we already can make shit all kinds of looking legit.
I guess sometimes you just want to live in the current world of the physics that we know. So it seems weird for someone to completely break physics and make something like that. So
unless part of our breakthrough is communicating with something
we
out
are
of this
currently
world.
The AI, but unless we are,
we totally could be AI.
Like the Eminem thing that you're talking about, we could be one of those things where like
the future version of that. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
and they were able to manifest that into a being of some sort.
Yeah,
because if you could hear that song, it sounds like he wrote the cat
like
song.
what we think is a being, because we could be in the computer right now.
Exactly.
According to
so that makes it
some of
more
the
like
logic.
the Matrix movies version of this, but that's kind of where it's all rooted in. Like that's what that was all about. Never seen those?
I understand what they're about, but I've never watched. I think I've seen parts of the first one.
I would only recommend the first one personally, especially
Okay.
if you don't feel like taking the time to dive all the way through it. The first one can kind of work.
It seems like the first one is the
most
one
important one.
Okay.
I think it could work as a standalone. It's just it was such a.
I do want to watch it, and especially the way I look at acting now, it would be pretty cool to see actors in that kind of scenario, which I've seen already. I've seen parts of it, but I like Lawrence Fishburne. He's got a cool name. So
you like Chippy D?
I don't know nothing about no Chippy D. Nothing about no Chippy D.
I don't have to pause on that one, believe it or not.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, that was his daughter's name was Chippy D at one point.
In the
no, it's real. I think her name was Chippy D.
Well, that's interesting.
This is an old reference.
All right. Well,
so I'm gonna but at one point back in the day, which I guess was like maybe 2009 or 10. I remember there was like something going on where his daughter had started doing like porn, and he was like pissed about it.
I do remember something about that. I don't know if he was pissed, but yeah.
I think her porn name was Chippy D. That's all I was like, do you like Chippy D? And he was like, I don't know who that is. But for me, that was like a old school joke and shit. Yeah.
Those who know,
right? If you know, you know. Shit.
I guess that's it. I guess we're gonna wrap up for the
day. Yo, we might as well wrap this motherfucker up. You got any shout outs or things you want to promote or talk about?
The only thing I think I want to promote is TikTok. Check out our TikTok, Gawd's Music.
Do that shit, please.
Pretty dope. We got some funnies on there.
Damn right.
And we made a pretty funny one today.
Yeah, man, we got some heat about to come up on that page. It's the channel is what at Gawd Loves You, GAWD.
Oh yeah, okay. At Gawd Loves You.
Just so y'all know, that's the TikTok.
Cool. I mean, aside from that, that's the main thing that I think I need to talk about on here at least. So
okay, that's what's up. Yeah. Well, y'all know me. I'm just gonna remind y'all that y'all should go check out one of these Gloria albums. One of these Gawd's albums.
Gloria for sure, though.
Definitely, Gloria's one of them.
Dope album. It's a dope project.
Yeah, please check that out. But check out something that's out there. I'm saying check out any DSP you on, any platform, Spotify, wherever, Apple Music, all that good stuff. Check out a Gawd's album, GAWDS. We are both members of Gawd's. Stands for Going At Whoever Don't Surrender. Check something out. Check something dope out. We got 2 singles on the way coming out on March 1st. So, check that out. We got a song coming out called Today's News. That shit's fire. You know what I'm saying?
If y'all like hip hop, bro, like this is hip hop. These are true, genuine hip hop artists.
Like shout out to Regulus. He produced the beat for Today's News. And yes, thank you, bro. That is definitely a hip hop vibe over here.
Right.
And then we are also dropping another song on the same day, Stroganoff. You know what I'm saying? Right. King Quan. Shout out my homie King Quan. You know what I'm saying? We got that
another dope artist.
Out.
Another dope artist. It's so crazy that there's so much talent around here.
It really, man, it really is. There's a lot of dope motherfuckers out here.
So yeah, we definitely gotta get that music out.
So
you guys gotta listen to it. It's good music.
Hell yeah, it's good shit. So y'all check those out. Shout out to the sister station over there. You know what I mean? Shout out to that CMB Wave gang. Shout out to all y'all over there doing y'all shit over there. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. What's up, cuzzo? What it is with y'all. Shout out to everybody on our music team. Shout out to everybody that's been watching. We appreciate y'all. Keep commenting and sharing. Y'all. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna keep going. Shit.
I don't care if it's like
Baltimore
3.
Matter, you know
Baltimore Lives Matter. Absolutely. I don't care if it's 3, 4, 17. I don't care how many people watch. We definitely appreciate the eyeballs.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We appreciate y'all coming by.
Yeah. But it's about that time.
Yeah, we're going to get y'all the rest of y'all's
in my
day
future.
Back.
That's it.
On God.
On God.